Today I want to talk about how Rudy Gobert uses communication to anchor the Utah Jazz defense. Okay, so the first play I want to bring up right here. As you can see, Rudy Gobert says,
that's what's going to be so interesting with having
which basically he's telling Donovan Mitchell to pop out or pop off. I can't really get a complete read, but I know he says pop out or pop off on the screen. So as you can see on the screen right here, Serge Ibaka sets the screen on Donovan Mitchell, who's guarding Paul George. Rudy Gobert has his eyes on it, and he knows that he's trying to set a screen to where Paul George can pop out for an easy corner three. And you can see Rudy Gobert's eyes are still on Serge Ibaka setting the screen, trying to give Donovan Mitchell ample space to get through. So as you let it go, he gets through. Rudy Gobert stays put, knowing that if he moves, Donovan Mitchell won't be able to get through the screen. Gives him an ample amount of space to chase after him. Donovan Mitchell does kind of like a juke move around Serge Ibaka and gets to his man. Now as you can see, Paul George has Donovan Mitchell kind of beaten, so Rudy Gobert has to go and help. Serge Ibaka, who is known as a three-point shooter, flares out, and now they have the switch. The main reason he tells Donovan Mitchell to pop out, pop off, is so that if Donovan Mitchell gets beat, Rudy Gobert can stay in the paint and Donovan Mitchell will go out to the three-point shooter. Although Rudy Gobert cannot guard Paul George for an extended amount of time, him being in the paint allows him to help if anyone else tries to drive. So they swing it around. Paul George tells Nicholas Batum to go down. Swings it to Patrick Beverley. And as you can see, Rudy Gobert right here, as they're swinging around on the other side, Rudy Gobert tells Donovan Mitchell to go back to Paul George and that he can get Serge Ibaka right here, because Serge Ibaka is not in a position to immediately score right here. So he points and he tells him, go back on your man, and he goes back. And Rudy Gobert is surveying everyone else playing defense, and he's able to help. Now, as Patrick Beverley comes around, Rudy Gobert has to help because Mike Conley is behind on the play. Patrick Beverley drives, swings it to Serge Ibaka. Rudy Gobert is out of the play, but he gets back into it, do it to his length, and he pulls up, and Paul George makes it. Although the Clippers ended up scoring on this play, Rudy Gobert was able to help, switch, and survey the entire defense, doing his primary role, which is help defense and protecting the rim. So the next play I want to bring up right here, Lou Williams is getting two screens from Marcus Morris Sr. and Ivica Zubac. So Rudy Gobert has to tell Mike Conley right here. He's telling him that he has two screens. Now, Conley is able to anticipate these two screens, and Niang gives him the option to go over, and Rudy Gobert gives him enough room to go under. So as you can see,
I just like the sound.
And then right here, they're running a two-man game with Ivica Zubac and Lou Will. So Rudy Gobert tells Mike Conley, he tells him to go up. Now telling him to go up means that Lou Will have an opportunity where it's 2-on-1 against Rudy Gobert. And Gobert believes in his length, and right here Lou Will is faced with the dilemma. He can either shoot a floater over Gobert, or he has to pass it to Zubac, knowing that Conley can get back into play. So Conley gets back into the play, and it's Zubac versus Gobert. 1-on-1, Gobert gets the block. Great read by Rudy Gobert. Now here's another play I want to bring up. Now this is more of a play with Mike Conley and Gobert assisting the defense together. So boom, Lou Williams bringing the ball up, tells Reggie Jackson to clear out. Mike Conley goes over here. He tells Jordan Clarkson, Royce O'Neal, and Rudy Gobert that there is no one over there, and to anticipate an isolation for Lou Will going to the left side. Then he tells Gobert that there's someone in the corner behind him, and since Gobert is the main help on defense, Joe Ingles' man clears out, and Joe Ingles points to Rudy Gobert and he switches with his man. So now Joe Ingles has the corner man and Rudy Gobert is able to guard Patrick Beverley, who's in the paint, and he's not as great of a threat as the corner is, so he can easily help off of Patrick Beverley and go help on Lou Will, who's driving on the isolation. Lou Will drives, Rudy Gobert gets an easy block. Beautiful communication by the entire Utah Jazz defense, but mostly Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, and Joe Ingles. Now here's the last play I want to bring up. As you can see, Kawhi Leonard has the ball at the top and Rudy Gobert is situated in the corner. Rudy Gobert goes and tells Donovan Mitchell, he says, you're going to have to get my man and you have to cover for your man because I have to go help. He's anticipating a drive from Kawhi Leonard. When Kawhi starts to drive, Gobert goes to help and Mitchell slides down. So does Bojan, which allows Rudy Gobert to help without giving up a free three in the corner. They cover up the entire area where all three of the shooters, Batum, Paul George, and Morris, would be open. So as you can see, Kawhi misses it and he gets the rebound. Then Gobert tells Bojan the same thing as they go to the corner. He slides down to the corner right there. Mitchell goes down to cover the short corner and Gobert goes to help again. Quick communication by the Utah Jazz, but it allows Rudy Gobert to defend and forces Kawhi Leonard to pass it out. Now, although Mitchell was screened, the shot was missed. So Rudy Gobert was able to defend the rim and everyone else on the Utah Jazz were able to cover so that there is no free three and there's no free basket at the rim.